Hey you guys! Okay, so today I want to talk about what to do to help a pet that is handicapped, disabled, whatever, and they aren't really in a state where you can put them down yet, but you can see that they are struggling and that they are having issues. I had to recently go through this with Hammy. She, if you watched my last video, you found that she does have a bunch of fluid buildup, and it's actually really heavy, and I noticed that she was having a lot of issues. For a while I did panic, like, oh my god, do I have to put her down? I don't want to put her down quite yet. She's still so full of life. And that kind of made me actually assess the situation and say, okay, what happens? Okay, so the 5 simple steps that I used were evaluate, identify, brainstorm, choose, practice. The first step is evaluate. Evaluate the situation, watch your pet for a while, figure out what exactly is going on. The second step is identify. Identify the specific issues that your pet is having. Make a note of them and look at them with another person and say, okay, is this time to put this pet down? Is it time to seek veterinary help? But if you find that it isn't, like I did, then you can move on to the next step, which is step 3, brainstorming. Figure out a solution to the problem. For me, Hammy was having a huge issue getting out of her burrow. The issue that I found was that the fluid was too heavy and she dug like a hole about like that deep in the bedding. So she couldn't lift herself out of it and get out of her burrow very easily. She could do it eventually, but it was a hardcore struggle for her. So I thought of ideas. I saw that she wasn't using her wheel very often. I also noticed that she was having a hard time getting to her food and her water. So what we brainstormed were a bunch of ideas, and among these ideas was just putting her down because it was getting sort of difficult. At the time, it didn't really seem like there was a good option. But after talking to Kurt and after talking to a few friends, we actually managed to brainstorm a lot of options. The reason you want to do this with other people is because other people will think differently than you, and oftentimes people who are not in the situation, when they're looking in on it, they're just like, oh, well, this is a really simple solution. When you're in a situation, it's really hard to see all of the points of exit and solutions to the issue. That's why you want to do it with someone who's not exactly in the situation, but still cares so they aren't just like, we'll put it down. It's the end of its life, just put it down. If that's not what you want to do, don't choose a person that's going to say that, but do find a person that is willing to help you. Step 4 is choose. Look at the different solutions that you came up with and actually choose one, or make a list of all of them in the order that you want to try them in case one might not work. Step 5 is practice. Put your ideas into practice. Do this as soon as you can to when you noticed a problem to make your pet's life and your life a little bit easier. But this is just really simple. Do it as quickly as possible. Just execute your idea, and if it doesn't work, move on to the next one. Going back to step 3 isn't a bad thing. Like, going back and brainstorming again and choosing a different option isn't a bad thing. It really can take a little while to figure out exactly what the best solution is, and oftentimes you need to try several things before you really figure it out. So going back from practice to brainstorming 5 to 3 isn't a bad thing. It's fine. I got very lucky with all of my issues, and the first thing that we came across actually did work. Now, they're flawed, but we don't really have another idea for them. So when I noticed that Ham was having issues, I evaluated that she was having a hard time getting to her food, her water, and out of her burrow. So I looked at each problem and and we brainstormed, but what we decided to do and what we put into practice are using a 1/4 of a cup measuring cup and putting that in her cage for her water, because we currently don't have a bowl shallow enough for her to get into. We're looking for one, but yeah, the 4th cup was easy because we never use it. And then for her food, we actually got the top of a Tupperware container and put her food on that so that she could reach it. The other option that we have is scatter feeding if we find that isn't working as well. And then the burrow, we just actually removed some of her bedding. Oftentimes, people don't think of removing the bedding. I didn't think of it until I talked to someone else. But in our situation, it did actually help, because what Hammy figured out to do was build up the burrow around her instead of digging into it. So if you look into her nest, she has like this little door, and then there's like a wall. It's like a little hut. She's happy with it. She's very content, and she's still running around and kicking, if you're wondering. It's about 2 weeks later, but she's still with us. She's hardcore parkour, I think. But yeah, that's our little princess. That's our little princess, though. She's not giving up anytime soon. I'm really proud of her, and I'm really happy that we were able to figure this out. Although the reason, since this is a little update at the end of Hammy, what we decided to do is, once she doesn't have muscle in her back leg, once she has like very bad problems moving, we do plan on putting her down. We already talked to the vet about it, and he said, yeah, that'll be a good point. That's another thing. If you have an elderly hamster that's like going through something like this, talk to your vet. Like, talk to them about when would be the best time to do it, like when that would happen, and then also ask, when I call for that, what do I say? Like, what is the procedure? Learn the most that you can about the procedure from your vet when you're in with them, talking to them, or just call them and ask. But yeah, I don't know. This was really rambly, kind of really all over the place, but I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you are having a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next week with a cage tour for Gatsby's cage. I'm so excited about this. I don't know, I'm just really excited about it. It's not like it's something spectacular, it's this normal cage, but it's a cage tour, and I'm super excited. It'll also kind of be a view into what you actually need for a hedgehog, which will come up very soon on my Hedgehog Care series. So yeah, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. Welcome back to school, by the way, and I will see you guys later. Bye!